And now we're moving into a fireside chat that will talk literally about AI today and the future of luxury fashion and the transformation of creativity, sustainability, and that with no one else than Giulio Dal Dosso, the regional CFO of HUGO BOSS, who is going to be in conversation with Mirko Maccarrone. Welcome. Give him a round of applause. Welcome, Giulio.
Hello, guys.
Hello, everyone.
Ciao, Giulio.
Ciao, Marco.
How are you? How are you? All right, guys, here we are again. So this session will be a little bit different. So we're going to explore the impact that AI is having in the future of luxury, online, offline, in terms of customer experience, and ultimately the centricity is going to play about how we use it and the impact it's going to have. I want to bring a couple of stats first. So 68% of people worldwide use AI, according to KPMG, and 97% of people use AI in the UAE. This gives you a very, very clear picture how much in this country are we using AI, how tech savvy we are. But I want to ask a question here. Do you remember the time before AI and how HUGO BOSS actually adapted how the operation took place before artificial intelligence?
Thank you for having me. First point, just remember that HUGO BOSS, and we have other colleagues from LVMH, my former employer, and other fashion brands that build company. We are 4 billion company. LVMH reaches 84 billion company without the usage of AI. Wow. So just remember this important element. So before AI, I want to use a term that is pretty, for me, self-explanatory, and is being reactive. The quantity of data that all the luxury and the fashion industry has was and is extraordinary, but the approach was very reactive. Okay, so we have the data, we study the data, but we miss something, and the AI now is bringing on the table to unlock opportunities for the future. Let me tell you also something else, a story. Our global CEO, 5 years ago, developed the strategy of HUGO BOSS and make 5 pillars. And one pillar still is leading with digital. Leading with digital started before AI. 5 years ago, we were talking a lot about data analytics. We talk a lot about the quality of the data. Now, if your company in our industry with the very good quality of data is ready to kick off with the AI. And let me finalize with the 3 blocks that I like to bring to this panel. I always like to see the operations and supporting function, how they were approaching the digital transformation. And then you have the creative direction with the marketing. I like one word that is organized chaos. Maybe a few of you enter in an office where the creation of the products is done. You have thousands of pictures, fabrics on a table, mannequins around you, and all these are bring together to put on a cat show for the seasonality presentation before AI. And then you have the final element, the 3rd block, that is the client, the consumer. We have been used to listen about CRM. Again, qualitative of data, but very reactive on the quality of data that we have to understand a little bit the consumer behavior and how the company can react. This was the word before it.
Wow, that's very interesting, because ultimately you touch so many areas that now are literally enhanced by AI. I mean, they were always there, right? But ultimately now they're enhanced. So going back to what we were discussing before as well with Xenia and what we were discussing with Maureen. Now, so we talk about the past. Now let's talk about the present and the future. What is HUGO BOSS currently doing with AI? And can we be specific? Can you share a specific example of its impact and what are the benefits for the final consumer? Because ultimately that's the core and that's why we're here, right?
So yes, I said before we were reactive and now we are predicted. we have these three elements, right? So the back office operations and all the supporting function, we create internally, I think is one of the slides behind me, an internal chat GPT called HUGO, where everything that we ask and we put inside this chat GPT, it's very secured and framed, so we can share sensitive data of the company, but they will still be in a secure frame. This is very helping all departments, all function of the company to have a direct and immediate reply on the usage, no matter if you are finance, supply, operation, or marketing. Going back on the second element, the organized chaos of the production and the creativity genius that we have. These guys now, we will keep and still keeping thousands of pictures on their desk. But thanks to the AI, they will be able to understand a little bit better the trend and be more predictive, again, on what could be the next collection that will be having a success, if the skirt would be longer or shorter, or if the jacket would be more blue or beige. So this is very important. Final point, I will say before, the CRM now is evolving massively. And I give you one example. We are testing this in HUGOBOSS.com in the United States. Until yesterday, you enter in the search toolbar and you ask for a white shirt, and the website gives you maybe 10 or 15 shirts. But what is the evolution of the AI now to the customer experience? You ask to the search bar, I have a wedding in Madrid in March for one day. The second day I have a business lunch with my colleague, and the third day I visit a museum with my wife. Give me some HUGO BOSS products. And instead of giving you thousands of products and clicking and clicking and clicking, and then the engagement rate is very low for the consumers, I have a selection based on Madrid, on the weather, but especially on the quality of data that the AI has in its background, is providing me a very personalized offer to me. And this, I think, is mind-blowing.
That's beautiful. You see, I said from basically, he talked about not being proactive. He talked about being predictive. So that's the predictiveness comes from hyper-personalization. So it was saying like, help me understand the decision I have to make. And that's where we see the big difference. But I guess there is a thin line between going predictive and replacing what we want. So I have a question for you. Do you think, and I have to ask, I'm sorry, will AI replace humans? Can I see some hands if there are people here that believe that AI will ultimately replace human beings? We're all extremely optimistic, which is fantastic. Well, we see one in the back. We believe that ultimately, personally, I believe that AI will enhance human, will not replace humans. This has happened many, many times. But I'm very curious to know your point of view. What are the risks of AI replacing people? And how does HUGO BOSS address this concern?
Look, we definitely don't consider it as a concern. We see this as a tool to increase the efficiencies. And I think your colleagues before from Celine, the other colleague from LVMH also mentioned this element, which is clear and key. The usage of AI in our industry, the fashion and luxury industry, will not now replace people. We have faced this in 2000 with the digital era, with the evolution of the .com. We evolve. The growth that you see in this industry, the fashion and luxury industry, is massive. We will create new opportunities thanks to the AI, not reading off of people, definitely not.
So it's really about evolution, no replacement. Beautiful. Help me understand, I mean, I know HUGO BOSS is a massive company, but how can external partners support HUGO BOSS in implementing AI, exploring new opportunity, and ultimately co-implementing your vision?
We have a beautiful presentation from Stefano and Francesca. I want to take this example of Limitless Innovation. They speak about an ecosystem. What they are doing today, and this is where we are part of this ecosystem, is interacting with other brands. Why? Because simply, we are expert in people, as HUGO BOSS, we are expert in products, and we are expert in client. But why we need external partners that are more digitally driven, because they bring an expertise that we can create in our core business, but still we are people, products, and client-driven. The AI, no matter how much we want to invest, we need the expertise of someone else that connects the dots. And what these guys are doing is amazing, because they let competitors speak between each other. And we're not speaking as a competitor. We're speaking as friends, because we're sharing problems or topics or subjects that might be in my table in 2 weeks or in 3 weeks. And this sharing, creating in an ecosystem like Timeless, I think is very, very important. And this is why, despite you are a big company, external partners must be there to accelerate the journey.
That's great. I think there is a lot of that you unleash with the power of contaminations when you are on the table with competitors and when you're exchanging ideas, brainstorming ideas, and of course using the external partner to help you elevate that vision and make it happen ultimately. In the panel before, I asked one bold prediction. I want to ask pretty much the same question to you. How do you see AI shaping the luxury fashion industry in the next 5 to 10 years?
3 words, very simple, that comes in my mind. The first is hyper-personalization. I said before, the client, no matter if he enter in a physical store or buy online, he will have an offer that is not comparable to what we are experiencing today, even if today the level is already very high. The second is efficiency. A company works with operation, with logistics, with finance, with marketing, and the level of efficiency, as we said before, that the AI can bring on the table, it will be a game changer. And the third one, we don't need to forget in our industry, is the sustainability. When you start to look in a predictive way about how many products you can produce and how many products you can sell, this will, at the end, ultimately benefit the quantity of stock that remains on hand. And today, this is a big problem from a sustainability point of view. So in 5-10 years, this problem maybe will still be there, let's be honest, but the limit amount of leftovers and the sustainability effect that we're going to see is going to be drastic. I finish with one sentence and a story. When I was a kid, I was entering in my dad's closet, and I was opening this closet, and I was smelling the fabric smell and the mix of cotton and wool. I think this sensation that I have and the sensation that now my kids have when they enter in my closet will never disappear, despite AI will be a success or no.
Beautiful. So it's creating a sensorial experiences. Thank you so much, guys. If you can join me again on a round of applause, please. Thank you so much, Giulio, for sharing your visions about the future. And we'll see you in 5 to 10 years. I'm going to come and knock at your door.
Thank you, Mirko.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. A great way to wrap up this panel. Much appreciated. Another round of applause, please.